Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all keeping well and staying safe. So in the UK, yesterday marked the lifting of some restrictions, and it does mean that, fingers crossed, we should be going to Center Parcs in 2 weeks. So I'm very excited about that. We've not been on holiday, as most of us haven't, for over a year. So I thought I would just do a sort of top 5 tips of how we try and reduce the cost of going to Center Parcs, because if you've been to Center Parcs in the school holidays, you know it costs the debt of a small country. So here are my 5 tips to try and reduce that cost and still have an amazing time. And obviously things have changed there in terms of what you can do and you can check in. So I will try and do it for when we're going, which is in 2 weeks. And obviously just bear in mind that things may change. My face is looking a little bit better than it was last week. I mean, it couldn't look any worse really, but there we go. So I will just dive right into it, and I will follow this up with what I packed to go to Center Parcs, and then hopefully some filming at Center Parcs, just of our lodge and things like that. So top tip number 1, go with friends, go with family, and split the cost of a lodge. When we were going as our family of 3, we need 2 bedrooms, and for a Monday to Friday break, that was looking about £1,200. So this time round, we're going with us 3, my mum and dad and my sister and her family. So we have a 4-bed lodge, and that is costing £1,800. So if you think £1,200 versus split this lodge, £600, so that's halved the cost for the same duration. And if you're thinking, oh, what about bathrooms, and is there going to be enough room? You'll see the different sorts of accommodation. We've gone for the executive style 2-storey 4-bed lodge, and that has, every bedroom has en suites. So say if you were going with friends or family, you've all got your own bathroom, so there's none of this queuing up. I think there's a separate loo as well downstairs for having showers or baths. So yeah, and that was one thing that was important to us, so that we all just have our own space. Lose my voice again. So that's top tip number 1. Go with friends, family, split the cost. Also, look out for, if you have only got to stick to school holidays, look for Inset Days, because you may find that if you have an Inset Day on a Monday added on, that week won't be classed as school holidays, so it can be a lot cheaper. Well, you know that when you look school holiday week and before and after, the cost more than doubles. So Inset Days are a good one to be able to have like a weekend break. Number 2, take food with you. And that is probably the biggest one I can say to save money. Whilst there is a little supermarket there, we are going to Winfell Forest, which is in Cumbria. I'm pointing north because we're obviously in Cheshire. There is a little supermarket there, but it's like a little co-op. The prices are far more than you would pay in a supermarket. So we pack for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We tend to go out for a meal on the last night, but think, what would I have for breakfast? What would I have for lunch? And plan your sort of evening meals. And because I'm going with my family, we're cooking one night, my sister's cooking another night. So just get your thinking caps on in advance and think what I would pack. And I just tend to go through breakfast, lunch, dinner and pack, because you do not want to be going there and having no food and going to the little supermarket. It's great for things like topping up of bread and milk, and they have a really lovely cake display. They also do like hot food, sort of sausage rolls and things. but you do not want to be topping up or buying your entire shop there. As however tempting it may be, you know, you will save a lot going to Aldi and taking it all with you. So that's top tip number 2. Top tip number 3 is, remember, it is self-catering, and whilst you get bedding and towels, you know, you will need things like towels for the pool. We were going to have maid service where somebody comes in every day, which is lovely, but they are not doing that this time round. So make sure you pack things like dishwasher tablets, because our lodge has a dishwasher, washing up liquid, cling film, you know, salt, condiments, things that you would need eating your meals on a day-to-day basis. Because again, you don't want to think, I want to microwave that, I've got no cling film, I'll have to go to the shop. Don't want to do that. You want to go to the shop for cake, but not necessarily everyday bits and bobs. Top tip number 4 is mix your activities. Now, in BC, before COVID, you could go to the pool as and when you wanted to, you could go as many times as you like, and that was great because the pool is included in the cost of your lodge. Now, when we're going, you get 2 sessions and you have to book those sessions in advance. So whereas we might go to the pool every day, we can't do that. So mix and match your activities. For example, the 3 of us are doing tree trekking, and that's working out about £84 for that one activity. We're going to do mini golf, that's £10 each. So for all 8 of us, that's £80. But we mix and match that with table tennis, which is about £10 for a court, for a table, and badminton, which is about £27 for an hour and a half. Again, we're going to split that cost 3 ways. You know, it's much cheaper sort of per head for the activities like table tennis, badminton. So yeah, mix and match your activities, doing group activities and then doing sort of pay per person activities. That's somebody at the door, so you just have to bear with me a second. Sorry about that, that was my next delivery. Where was I? Mix and match your activities. And if you've got badminton rackets and tennis rackets, take those with you as well, because you don't want to be paying to hire them, even though I know if you're anything like us, the car is absolutely rammed with stuff. I don't know how, bearing in mind there's only 3 of us, we take, you know, enough for about 30 people. The other thing you can do is take your bikes. Obviously, you need to be able to transport them. So you might need a bike rack for your car, but obviously that's a one-off cost. And if you do a lot of self-catering holidays, then you might take your bikes with you anyway, but take them to Center Parcs, because hiring bikes for, obviously we're not going to hire bikes for all 8 of us, but you know, for the 3 of us, it will be over £100, I think, or possibly even a bit more. It's not something we've done for a long time. So if you've got, especially if you've got little ones with little bikes, take those with you, or a scooter, because it just adds to the cost. And there's loads of places that you can go around on your bikes. And obviously, once you park your car and drop your luggage off at your lodge and park the car back in the car park, you know, the roads are relatively safe. There's not a lot of traffic actually on site. So yeah, you don't want to be hiring bikes if you've got them and you can take them. That was top tip number 4. Top tip number 5 is get there for check-in and stay as long as you can on your last day, so that you are making the most of your days. You know, you're paying for Monday to Friday, so normally you could get there at 10. At the moment, you can't get there till 2, and you still have to be out at 10 on the Friday, but you can stay all day. Previously, we would have checked out at 10, gone for a swim, maybe had some lunch and then gone, but obviously we can't just go to the pool as and when we want to. So get there for when you can and stay until as long as you can. It just makes the most of your day. And there are outdoor play areas, there are indoor play areas, you can obviously go on your bikes. You know, there's a lot to do that doesn't involve, you know, paying to do something. I don't know what's going on with my voice, I'm sorry. And my last top tip is, if you know you are going back, you get what they call a come back soon offer. And there is normally some vouchers. The last time we did it, it was £25, and cancellation insurance. So if you know you're going to come back next year, or I think they're even doing a couple of years, you're able to book in advance, do that, because I think, you know, £25 that you can spend either in the restaurants, or don't think you can spend it in the shop, but don't quote me on that. And the cancellation insurance, so if your plans change, you know, you're not having to pay to move your booking. Now obviously we've moved our booking twice now, and that was covered by their own sort of insurance because of coronavirus. But obviously going forward, if we had to change our next booking not due to coronavirus, then that would probably incur a cost. So if you know you're going to come back, take advantage of the come back soon offers. In terms of, you know, last minute deals and, you know, discount codes, basically there just aren't any. You know, Center Parcs runs at near maximum occupancy all year round, so you may get a last minute deal, you know, but the chances are you won't, especially now when more people are going to be staycationing in this country, because at the moment, whilst we can go abroad to the countries on the green list, there's not very many of those, and, you know, it still is a little bit uncertain out there. So those are my top tips for trying to reduce the cost of going to Center Parcs and, you know, making the most of your money once you've spent it while you're there. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider giving it a like and a subscribe. If you want to see more of our Center Parcs adventures, then I will be posting more in the next couple of weeks, and I'll also be doing some more on My Anky Spond. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.